Next up, we have Temi Ogunrinde with the Urban Homeworks. Welcome back to the committee.
Thank you. Good afternoon. My name is Temi Ogunrinde, and I'm the Equity and Engagement Director at Urban Homeworks. Chair Howard, members of the committee, thank you for the opportunity to testify today regarding House File 685. Thank you, Representative Agbaje, for moving this bill forward and the opportunity to testify on behalf of Urban Homeworks, our residents, and larger community. Urban Homeworks provides affordable housing and homeownership opportunities to our residents in the Minneapolis and St. Paul region. Because of the work we do, we know the importance of this bill passing, and that is why we are in full support of House File 685. The purchase of single-family homes by corporate entities has kept Minnesota families from owning a home for too long. Even at the onset of the pandemic, with extremely low interest rates, families were priced out of an extremely competitive market. Even with the ability to pay their mortgage, potential homebuyers didn't stand a chance to the onslaught of out-of-state corporate entities buying homes with cash offers and more. This not only drives up the housing prices in the market, making homeownership deeply unaffordable, but it indirectly impacts rent, making that unaffordable as well. The numbers don't lie, and I'll reiterate some of the statistics that Rep. Agbaje shared. But the recent report by the Minnesota Federal Reserve shows the rising tide of investor ownership of single-family homes. In North Minneapolis specifically, investor ownership grew by over 20% by 2021. This trend has not been relegated, though, to just the Minneapolis and St. Paul region. The Reserve reported similar growth patterns in suburbs like Fridley, where investor ownership was over 27%. This is occurring throughout Minnesota, and I urge each representative to take seriously the impact that it's having on your constituents. But I want to stress how deeply inequitable these practices are. There's a negative, disparate impact that investor ownership is having on the communities of North Minneapolis. Investor ownership is occurring at over 20% in this area, compared to an average of 4% in the larger metro area. Not only does this prevent many BIPOC families from building wealth from home ownership, but this extracts income from hardworking Minnesota families and puts it into the pockets of corporations who don't reside in these communities or even the state. House File 685 would give Minnesota families and individuals the fighting chance they deserve to achieve their dream of home ownership. But this bill does more than just that. It also helps strengthen communities. Several studies show the positive impact owning a home has on strengthening communities. The opportunity to build and invest cannot happen if you're constantly being displaced due to landlords' price gouging. These corporations are often buying up single-family homes, and in an effort to maximize profits, they raise rent without properly maintaining the property. This leads to often disinvested, dilapidated homes in neighborhoods. These corporate landlords often don't live in the community, thus not caring about building it up and ensuring that these neighborhoods thrive. And yet, as cities start putting money into redevelopment, Minnesota families aren't benefiting. This gentrification often leads to displacement because it allows landlords to increase rent as the neighborhoods become more attractive to outsiders. This doesn't lift up community, but rather disrupts neighborhoods of old. I truly believe in the impact that House File 685 can have on the communities we serve. It will ensure communities in North Minneapolis and throughout the state of Minnesota will have the opportunity to buy a home in the community they love, while giving them the opportunity to rebuild so that every individual and family, both now and generations to come, have the opportunity to see the fruit of their labor and sacrifice. Thank you.
Thank you.